real quick. Everybody who's the pitcher.
That was better. It just didn't finish.
Pick it up after the tag, and I completely pulled
section up a little bit, and he usually does it for about 5 or 6 swings.
Oh, there we go.
Touch it over.
So I'm here with Coach Mark Baden, invited us out. St. Louis Xtreme baseball. We've been filming, watching the kids here. Coach, talk to us a little bit just about the origin of your team.
Well, you know, the team really started at the end of 14U. So going into 15, we, cost of club baseball, and I have nothing negative to say about club baseball, but it's up there a little bit from time to time. And we had, when we originally started, a number of multi-sport athletes. So the initial thought of the team was to be a team for multi-sport athlete with some of the kids you see here that were baseball first. And we had a lot of success in the fall. And then we go through high school, and the basketball players all quit my team by April. I was down to like 8 players.
We're playing basketball.
Yeah, we're playing basketball. It was done. And so we got up to 10 players. And I mean, last year we muddled through GMB, excuse me. I think we had 28 different players that guest played with us. I mean, we were doing all we could to get through. But what we noticed was our core, the group that's on their second year here, we're all seeing a lot of success. And so at the end of GMB, we decided to try 2-play-9 tournaments, jump up, try another level. And again, had some guest players that helped, but the core continued to succeed and continue to exceed what my expectations were. And so at the end of summer, we decided we were going to really try to change the mold of the team. Kind of become a lower cost option to some of the club baseball teams out there and try to become a baseball first club. And so we have, this one right here, Cody, and then Bryce Mullen, 24 over there. They play soccer, but they're baseball kids too. And so we revamped and went at it in the fall, and we had some ups and downs, but I think we put together a group that, when we pitch and when we hit, which are the key things you need for everybody to do, but we'll be able to play with anybody. So I think it's going to be a fun summer next summer. It's definitely a little more exciting than it was at first. So yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about some of your athletes here and where they're going to school and what you're seeing in the growth here so far.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate with a lot of these kids. I've coached them off and on since they've been 7 or 8 years old. So I've been very lucky to be able to watch them grow as young men and athletes quite a bit. The kid swinging right here, number 11, the kid that was catching earlier, Ty Thorpe, he's going to Orchard Farm. He's one that has always been a above average catcher. One of those.
He's an Orchard Farm kid?
He's an Orchard Farm kid, yeah.
I like that because I think, as far as GAC, they're on our radar.
Are they really? Okay.
Yeah.
They got some players there, so yeah.
Some players in there, and of course, Brendan Sugars, new head coach.
Yeah.
I think that they're a team to watch in the GAC North.
I went and I watched him play. He was a freshman playing on JV last year, and I went and watched his first game, and the varsity was playing at the same time. They got some names there that I definitely recognize, and so he's a kid that's always been a top of the league type catcher, but he's really turned into a really nice pitcher. You'll see him here throwing a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't overthrow for the cameras, but he's that kid that, got that rubber arm that you can throw out there on a Thursday for an inning or two, and then he can come back on a Sunday if need be. Kid pitching right now, actually, Eli Boss. He's the younger brother of Isaac Boss, who's pitching at Evansville this year as a freshman. Actually, I think he just finished his freshman year. He's in his freshman year, and he's developing quite nicely as a pitcher. He's got some growing to do still, but I think as he continues to grow, continues to get stronger, continues to work on his craft, he's going to become a major arm for us. Bryce McNeil, who you and I talked about a little bit earlier, 27 over there, the kid getting ready to hit. He's that kid that's just got that frame, like you were saying earlier, that when he grows into it,
right.
He's going to be something dangerous at the plate. And
he's about 6'2" right now. He got that lean body.
Yeah.
That's very projectable.
Absolutely.
That muscle mass, you start growing, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, and he might have a little bit of growing to do. His parents are both fairly tall, so he might not be done yet.
Right.
It's weird out that these kids are getting taller than me now, but that's all right. But
when they were like this.
I know, I've known him since he was down here, but no, that kid right there, he first and third, and we can put him at second if we want. He begs me for short. I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see. And as you saw on the mound, he's, as long as he's throwing over the top and working straight downhill, he does pretty good. I don't want to talk about that one too much, but Cody there, he'll.
I know it's your son.
It's my son, and we don't do daddy ball here, but I've been very proud of watching him grow. He's turned into a pitcher the last couple years.
Hey, without dad coaches, man, there isn't no. Everybody's a dad coach.
I get that,
right?
I get that.
So we don't worry about that.
I appreciate that, but he's got like 8 more left. He's so
He's keeping you honest over
keeping me honest over there, but he plays a little short, little center, and absolutely probably still right now our ace, but we'll see what he does. And I need to find a leadoff hitter and get him out of the top of the lineup because I like him hitting 5 or 6, to be honest with you. But
right.
But no, he'll be at Zumwalt West this year, so he's there. And then we got a number of Westminster kids: Bryce Mullen right there, Evan Buchanan, Ivan Lassiter, Eli here. He's a Westminster kid, and every one of them is going to see some significant innings on JB this year. And I think Ivan, who's over there, 9. I don't know what number he's wearing. They all got weird. He's number 7 tonight.
Coach, you guys are 16U this year?
We're 16U this year. So Ivan's going to possibly get some reps on the varsity level. Westminster's struggling a little bit. He hits, so that's good. Henry, you saw pitch. He's over at Oakville, excuse me.
Yep.
And I believe he'll be on varsity this year. He'll do well. His first baseman can play third, outfield, and pitch. And then we got Luke Holmes over there, 13. He's at Seckman. So we're kind of scattered all over the place. It's just a mishmash of kids.
GC all the way down St. Louis Suburban. And
I'm going to be driving a lot of miles this spring. It's going to be great.
well, and what's cool.
Change up. Hey, off-speed fastball. Then you're done. Sorry.
No, you don't be sorry. I love this because honestly, of course, we do our GAC game of the week. And we'll be seeing some of these kids at GAC Classic. But this year, Oakville, we'll be down for an Oakville game. Go ahead, Coach. Let them know what they got going on.
Hey, good job. That look good, brother. You look good. Who do I need? Luke.
But Oakville, we're going to be at Oakville for a game I told you earlier.
Yeah.
We'll be down at Seckman this year.
Okay, nice.
And so it's kind of cool that we're seeing a little bit of the flavor of the kids,
Yeah, they're all over the place. I mean, and I didn't even mention this one. Seeger over here. Seeger Gibson.
A Liberty kid.
A Liberty kid right there. And I've been chasing this kid for about 4 or 5 years before I finally got him on my team.
So a little grief earlier, though, wasn't I?
You were.
I gave him a little bit of something. He hung the pitch.
He threw a 500-foot changeup. Absolutely, that would have been smoked any day of the week. But it's
a good thing it's spring training.
Good thing it's spring training. I will say the kid. We were trying him out, trying to get him on the team, and I was telling you this a minute ago. And first game he ever threw for us was at SIUE. Had a bunch of people in the stands. He threw a 1-hitter, and he should have had a no-hitter. We had an error, and then the next pitch was a hit. So he went out against I don't remember who we were playing, but it was a game we were expected to lose by a lot of people. And so then he went out and absolutely dominated. And I think he's going to be an excellent arm for us as he continues to learn how to pitch. So they're a fun group.
So, Coach, you expect to keep these kids together through the next couple of years. Is that your goal?
The goal is to try to kind of keep this going through high school, put them in the right places to try to play at the levels they want to play at. And so, there's a little bit of a learning curve here. There's the one thing the clubs do have that I'm working on learning is how to get them in front of the right places. And I'm lucky enough, fortunate enough. I have relationships with a lot of the college coaches in town. We had St. Louis University's coach come out and talk to the boys about the recruiting process earlier this fall. And so trying to get them in the right mindset about getting their social media set up and getting out in front. And then it's my job to get them in front of the right tournaments. And so,
do you have you encouraged the guys to use some of the scouting services as far as PBR?
Absolutely.
Like that?
Absolutely. Bryce McNeil, who we talked about, he's doing the one, it's a PBR in Wentzville in a couple weeks. And then, he's doing that one.
That's an invite only. So if he's invited.
He got invited, and he showed really well in that last year. And actually helped us a little bit because he was on our team and was able to say that on the video. And then I think a lot of the other ones are going to try to go to a perfect game or stuff like that at the end of the year. A lot of them are not quite as far along as Bryce because they play in fall sports and stuff. And so we're trying to make sure we put them in those situations when they're at their peak. We wanted to get it there where they're showing the best and doing the best opportunity they have to succeed and do well in front of those coaches and scouts.
And I think there's that model, and I think this is a cool deal, And again, I think if people ought to find if you got an independent team, good quality coaching, everybody's comfortable, everybody's learning, everybody's getting the opportunities they need. It's a good it's good, right?
I think so. Look, we're very lucky. We live in St. Louis. Now,
Sure.
I know about Atlanta. I know about all the big tournaments you need that a lot of these guys, the D1 quality guys are going to, and the guys getting drafted. But people come here to play. We don't have to go as far.
Mm-hmm.
And then as long as you're smart about where you're going, and I'm learning. I've heard Pastime's a good place to go, and that's where we're going to play when we travel. Play 9, the facilities are fantastic. The umpires have been great. And the competition, which is the most important part, has been very good for us. So, yeah, I think getting them in the right situations and trying, we got, probably between the three of us, we probably got close to 50 years of coaching experience. I've been doing it as long as I got out of college. So,
Right.
At different levels with the original Xtreme back with the Watsons back in the day and now bringing the name back a little bit. And so yeah, I think that we try to, our methods are maybe a little different. I'm not all about launch angle and exit velocity. I'm gap to gap and all that stuff, and want to teach very strong fundamentals. But I think they're fundamentally strong baseball players. Talent's going to be found, and so we're just going to do what we can to put them in the right place.
And it's understanding the athlete.
Yes.
If you want to play college baseball, there's a place for you.
Absolutely.
And it's understanding what each of these athletes, what are their goals as far as college?
Yep.
Where are they at as an athlete?
Absolutely.
As well, correct?
Yeah, we've talked. We had them do a homework assignment right in the beginning of winter training and talk about where they wanted to be, and what they wanted to do. And we had everything from I'll play wherever I can get an opportunity to play to I want to go to a play at a big school, or I want to have the college experience if I can't do that, which is a very fair answer. Mm-hmm. My message to every one of them, and I was a soccer kid growing up too, so I played soccer through college. Once they started throwing curveballs, my baseball career was over. It was bad, but I went into it and I did not ever think that I was going to be done playing. I remind these guys, every single one of them, I don't care what level they're going to play at, if one of them is even lucky enough to get paid to do it at some point, they're on a clock. Leave it on the field every single time you get out there, and that's what we preach over and over again. And I'm sure that's what all these guys here are preaching here and all the coaches are doing, but I think we're starting to get through them, that they're knowing that, their high school career is almost half over right now. And it's crazy to think about that. And so, and next year is the big year for every one of them. So we want to we got 2 that are juniors now, the rest are all sophomores. So hopefully we'll get them in the right places so they can play. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds for these kids.
Well, we appreciate you inviting us out, allowing us to stick the cameras in your face.
We're grateful you got here. We appreciate it. Glad. Thank you for giving the independent team a little bit of love. We're very appreciative of that.
This is cool. This is it's still all baseball, and that's the thing. That's our goal. You see every aspect. These kids, they're you got to give everybody an opportunity, and where they get the opportunity is where they get it.
Yeah. I think like I said, club baseball has a great spot. The training is phenomenal. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Cost is.
And you know what? With that, this is the Rawlings Tigers facility, why not? But heck, it's still a facility. You get to use it too.
It's a facility, and I thank you for saying that. I almost forgot what big thing I wanted to say. Jaws has been fantastic. We've partnered with them the last 2 years. The fact they let us use the Baldwin facility last year, I might have whined a little bit and gotten the Chesterfield one this year because I'm in O'Fallon and I didn't want to drive to Manchester Road. But they've been an unbelievably great partner. I think the Rawlings Tigers organization is fantastic. I think it's top notch. I've watched when I'm here, and the training, the staff they have here is great. And we're very lucky to be able to partner with them. And if Aaron will have us, we'll continue to be using this for the next 2 years. So make sure he hears that part of it.
I will do that. I'll make sure.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Coach.
Thank you very much, my man.
Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you coming out. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks. That's just filthy.
Baby.
Kind of like a low taker guy. Low taker fade.
You had to sneak that in there?